For days after that, he walked around all over town asking people, where's Koshi the Deathless? Where's the kingdom of Koshi the Deathless? Many, many days go by, still no luck, until one day he runs into a beggar. The beggar goes, spare any change? And the beggar notices the depressed and absolutely the look of despair on his face and asks him, anything wrong? So Ivan tells him his whole story. And then the beggar says, you shouldn't have burnt that frog skin. It wasn't yours to keep or to do away with. All right, here, take this ball of yarn and follow it where it may lead you. So he takes this ball of yarn, sets it on the ground, and starts rolling by itself, and he follows the ball of yarn into a forest where a bear appears, a really ominous-looking bear. So Prince Ivan just draws his bow in defense, but the bear speaks in a human voice. Spare me, for I shall be of use to you one day. Very strange. And Prince Ivan just lets it go. But he was just wondering, why does he talk? And he keeps following the ball of yarn, and a drake flies above his head. In defense, he draws his bow. Same thing, the drake speaks in a human voice. Spare me, for I shall be of use to you one day. Okay, keeps following the ball of yarn, he starts getting hungry. And just before you know it, a little deliciously looking little rabbit jumps out of the bushes. And he says, there's my lunch, draws his bow. Same thing, the rabbit says, spare me, for I shall be of use to you one day. Finally, he just, in exhaustion, just walks all the way to the ocean. By the edge of the ocean, there's this pike, writhing, gasping for water. And when Ivan steps over it, the pike says in a human voice, take pity on me, and throw me back into the ocean. So he was hungry, but he said, what the heck. He just picked up the pike, tossed it back in the water. Kept following the ball of yarn into another forest, where he finally arrives at a hut. He goes inside the hut. There's an old witch. The old witch says, what do you want? And Ivan begins to tell her his story. And just as he begins, she says, okay, I know. You're looking for your wife. She's in the hands of Koshi the Deathless. You're no match for him. But I will tell you this. His death lies at the point of a needle, which is inside an egg, which is inside a duck, that's inside a rabbit, which is inside a stone casket on top of a very tall oak tree outside his castle. That's all I'm going to tell you. So the next day, he follows the ball of yarn, and lo and behold, he's at the castle of Koshi the Deathless. And lo and behold, there's that tall oak tree with a stone casket on top. And out comes Koshi the Deathless. You dare seek me? And he blanches with fear. His face becomes pale. But before he can do anything, a bear runs out of nowhere. The bear whose life he had spared earlier goes by to the oak tree, uproots it with his brute strength. It falls down, the stone casket falls to the ground and opens up, and out scurries a rabbit faster than you can say where to go. And Ivan says, wait! But just as he said that, another rabbit bounces out the other direction. The rabbit whose life he had spared earlier pounces on the first rabbit and rips it to shreds. And out of the stomach of the rabbit, a duck shoots out into the sky. And Ivan says, wait, no! But just as he finishes saying that, the drake whose life he had spared earlier flies from behind, grabs the duck, who then drops the egg. So the egg is falling, and Ivan is chasing after the egg. But it falls right beyond his reach into the water, into the ocean. And he says, how am I going to look for an egg in the ocean? But that pike, whose life he had saved earlier, swims to the surface with the egg in its mouth, and Ivan grabs the egg, cracks it open, and there's that needle with the glowing tip. He bends the tip, and he sees, as all this is happening, really quickly, Koshi is just shocked, staring at Ivan in shock. How is this all happening? And Koshi doesn't know what to do. So Ivan bends the tip of the needle, and Koshi starts writhing in agony and pain. And he finally breaks off the needle, and Koshi drops dead. Ivan walks into the castle, rescues Vasilia. They embrace, and they live happily ever after. Now, isn't that way more exciting than the Frog Prince? So this is the Frog Princess, a Russian folktale. Mr. Toastmaster.